Hello, my name is Pedro. I'm with EV1500, and today we're going to be assembling an electric dirt bike. So once you get your unit out of the box, you want to make sure you lay out all your parts so you can actually see where everything is going to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to install the thicker clamp to the forks by using the bolt going through here and then mounting it up on the forks. And once you get it all aligned, then you're going to install the upper clamp. So once you get the handlebars put on and tightened down, the next thing you want to do is install your front fender and number plate on the front tire. And you would do that by removing 4 Allen wrenches, bolts. Grab your fender, line it up, reinstall them in the same holes by using just tightening them hand tight at the beginning until you get all 3 of them in, and then you can proceed to tighten them down with the Allen wrench provided in your tool kit. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to install the number plate, but the first thing you want to do is to make sure that your bracket that holds the number plate up top is facing the right way, and you want it to face up towards the handlebars. Sometimes they will come upside down for shipping purposes. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip it upside down right quick, or flip it around. And then we're going to proceed to install the number plate, and it does have 2 pins that go into the front fender. After you tighten the number plate down, you want to go back underneath and make sure that your fender is tight at this point. So once you get your fender and your number plate put on, the next thing I want to do is we're going to install the rear shock bolt. Just to keep this thing from moving on us, we're just going to lift up a little bit. We're going to go ahead and remove the nut off the bolt. Pull it out, lift it up just a little bit, get it lined up, and go ahead and reinstall it. And then you're going to go ahead and tighten down the bolt with 2 14mm wrenches provided in your toolkit. So once you get your shock bolt in place and tightened down, next thing you're going to do is go ahead and install your mud flap on your rear tire. It is held on by 2 Allen head. So once you get your mud flap in place, you can go ahead and reinstall the bolts and the nut on the back side and go ahead and tighten them down. So once you pull off the bolt off of the crate bottom to release the forks, you want to either have an extra person, or you can use a jack stand to hold up the dirt bike, so that way you can get the front tire on. So once you get the unit back up and you have it on the jack stand, you want to remove the shim that comes inside the caliper. Sometimes the brake pads are closed up together, so you want to just use a screwdriver and gently open them back up. Okay, so once you get your tire aligned, you want to make sure you use the proper bushings on each side of this wheel, and it's going to take the larger bushing on the side of the caliper and the smaller one to go on the opposite end. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to tighten down your wheel bolt with a 14mm and a 17mm wrench. So installing the pegs, what you're going to do is you're going to install the spring first, and it has two weird shaped openings on this spring, and the bigger one's going to go actually on the peg itself on the top, and then you're going to loop it around the little raised portion on the peg, and then once you install it, you're going to kind of just rock it into place and make sure that this piece leans against the actual frame of the dirt bike, and then it'll take your pin right through the center, and then with the cotter pin we'll keep it in place. So once you get the front tire installed and your pegs put on, next thing you're going to do is it has a wing nut underneath the seat. You want to make sure you unloosen that completely, and then it'll have you gain access to underneath the seat, which then you have a breaker to turn on the unit. So once you get your dirt bike turned on, we want to recommend that you charge your dirt bike per the owner's manual. And your charging port is located right underneath the seat, and then you just plug it in. Okay, so once you get your unit fully charged, you have your key that goes into the unit, and this particular dirt bike actually has a feature to control the top speed and your takeoff power.